This product is available through the link in the description box below. We spend all day bouncing between emails, texts, and social media feeds. By the time you actually sit down to read a book on your phone, you are usually fighting notification pop-ups and burning out your eyes on a bright screen. It's exhausting. That is exactly where the newest Amazon Kindle Paperwhite 16GB comes in. I have it right here in the new raspberry color. It is a piece of dedicated hardware built for one thing and one thing only: reading. But here's the real question. Does it actually make sense to spend over $150 on a device that only does one thing, especially when you already have the free Kindle app right in your pocket? We are going to evaluate this hardware by looking past the spec sheet. We need to figure out if it actually removes the friction from your daily reading habit, rather than just listing out numbers. Let's look at what Amazon actually changed for this generation. A bumped-up 7-inch display, a 20% faster processor, and added some fresh colors. This table shows how the new Paperwhite stacks up against a 5-year-old Kindle and a modern smartphone. We are comparing screen technology, distractions, and speed. As you can see, the technological gap between a 5-year-old e-reader and today's model is pretty narrow. Both use e-ink screens and both block out the noise of the internet. But when we shift over to the standard tablet column, the gap in focus and battery endurance is massive. Tablets hit you with endless distractions and need to be plugged in constantly. E-readers are incredibly durable goods. They almost never break. Because of that, deciding to upgrade means you have to severely scrutinize whether these incremental changes justify the financial cost. Let's start with the physical hardware. Amazon moved away from the standard 6-inch display, giving this model a flush-front, glare-free 7-inch screen. This graphic shows what that extra inch gets you. The 7-inch screen gives roughly 30% more reading area. Fitting more words onto a page means fewer physical page turns, keeping you locked into the story and less time tapping. But that extra space introduces a trade-off. The slightly larger screen and wider bezels make this Paperwhite noticeably less pocketable than the basic Kindle. You won't be sliding this into your back jeans pocket. Unlike earlier models, you will definitely need a small bag, a purse, or a pretty large jacket pocket to carry it around. You are trading ultra portability for a larger canvas that makes for a significantly more comfortable, less disruptive reading experience. Inside the device, Amazon updated the system on chip. This pushes the e-ink refresh rate 20% faster than before. That processing bump strips away the annoying ghosting effect and that sluggish screen flash lag we used to see on older e-readers. You feel this speed in very specific scenarios. It matters when you navigate the Kindle store, drag your finger to highlight a quote, or quickly flip back to find a previous chapter. However, there is a catch. If you are reading a novel straight through and just tapping to the next page, you probably won't even notice the extra speed. This speed bump adds no new capabilities. It is simply a frictionless feature that completely removes the everyday aggravation of dealing with a digital interface. Now, let's talk endurance. The new Paperwhite starts with 16 gigabytes of storage and is rated to last up to 10 weeks on a single charge. Because a static e-ink display draws almost no power compared to an LCD tablet, you can take a 2-week vacation and leave the charger at home. Battery anxiety practically disappears. And 16 gigabytes is essentially an infinite canvas for standard text. It can hold thousands of books, meaning you won't waste time constantly managing your digital library. This diagram illustrates the massive constraint of the device. You are buying into a closed loop. The Paperwhite cannot smoothly browse the web, check your email, or display color graphic novels. The ultimate trade-off here is clear. You get immense battery life and pure focus, but you are locking yourself entirely into Amazon's specific storefront and file formats. The new Paperwhite is arguably the best mid-tier e-reader available right now, but it is a subtle evolution, not a tech revolution. So let's use a scenario match approach to figure out if your specific situation justifies an immediate purchase. This flowchart breaks down your starting points based on your current technology stack. You either use a phone or tablet, a pre-2018 Kindle, or a recent Kindle. If you are a distracted reader using a smartphone or an iPad, you fall into this first group. For first-timers, spending $150 to buy back your attention span and escape constant notifications is a highly recommended, high-return investment. The financial cost is easily justified by the sheer cognitive relief of getting a distraction-free environment back in your life. Next, let's look at owners of legacy e-readers. If you are still dealing with micro USB cables and sluggish page turns, the jump to USB-C charging and that 20% speed bump delivers a massive quality of life upgrade. This is a must-buy. Finally, look at this last path. This is for casual readers who already own a relatively recent Kindle. Trading $150 for just 1 extra inch of screen is a bad deal. The return on investment is poor, and you should absolutely skip this generation. The true value of the new Paperwhite doesn't come from its spec sheet. It comes from how much friction it removes from your daily routine. This product is available through the link in the description box below.